All right, guys. I am Aesop Grimm, and I believe I need to set this game up to capture the right game. I need to set my OBS up. There we go. Okay, I have not. My channel's been pretty inactive for quite a while. I have an explanation for that in the channel update video, but basically, I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft Season of Discovery, and I'm in a guild, and I haven't really, for me, had a good way of translating that to also streaming and or uploading videos. I'm kind of a mid player. I'm learning a lot of stuff. I'm interacting with my guildies on how their lives are and stuff like that, and how my own life is going. And none of that stuff feels like it's very conducive to how I do online activities. So that's been the reason for my absence. And I have again, I have an update, a channel update that goes into it a little bit more and also talks about what could be coming in the future. But for right now, this is the thing that's coming in the future. We're going to be playing Crusader Kings 3. I don't know how long I'll be playing this for, but I figure I would just give it a shot, and you can tag along and see how I do. I'm going to be learning how to play tall. I'm kind of practicing that. And we'll hit new game. Again, I actually touch on this in my update video to a lot more detail. But we're going to take... This is new for me, The Struggle of Iberia. I picked this DLC up a little while ago, not more than a year ago. It was a few months ago. And so I'm not real familiar with everything here. And additionally, I'm not necessarily trying to get involved in absolutely everything going on here. I am trying to play tall. And so I gave it a shot as like a trial balloon before I started streaming it. And I actually started over here in Galicia. Actually as this guy right here. And I felt like it was going pretty good. And I got into, I think, just one generation down the road, and the story was already unfolding in an interesting way. But who I really want to play as is this guy. I think he has an interesting story. I purposely avoided him because I want that experience to be sort of broadcast live, you know. But the culture, the Catalan culture here seems to be very conducive to playing tall. So let's go ahead and click on him. This is Geoffrey the Hairy de Barcelona. And he is currently the Count of Urgell. It says it's a hard start, but we'll see. So here's his cousin, Sunyer. Now you can see right here is Barcelona, Spain. It's not Spain right now, but this is Barcelona. We are actually part of the French Empire, so that's going to afford us a lot of protection, I think. We own these counties here. These are 3 counties. They're small counties. They don't have a lot of holdings in them, but they are 3 different counties. He is very strong militarily, and his cousin has 2 counties right here on the north side of Barcelona. And look at his story. When his father and uncle were butchered by the Duke of Toulouse. Am I saying that right, or is it Toulouse? Is the S silent? The Frankish king took their lands, leaving Geoffrey and his cousin destitute. It's been 20 years, and the wheel turns. Reappointed to his father's lands, Geoffrey's scheming cousin has likewise taken back his birthright, and their new liege is a cousin of the man who killed their parents. You, of all people, know that fortunes can change in the blink of an eye, and crave a more secure prize. Barcelona. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit start. We're in the year 867. Normally, I like to start as a 1-county count. This guy has 3 counties. But we'll see how it unfolds. So the Iberian struggle. The Iberian Peninsula is in turmoil, a conflict born of its storied past. Outsiders covet the land, and the great Muslim and Christian powers seek to sway its people. but those who live and die on its soil will ultimately determine its fate. I will not let slip my vision for my homeland. By God, House de Barcelona will weather the storm and see my will fulfilled. You are one of the involved participants in this Iberian struggle. The region is currently in a phase of opportunity. Okay, what's that mean? This is one of the phases of the Iberian struggle. After a long period of relatively peaceful coexistence during the consolation phase, complacency begins to set in. Peasantry and nobility alike are comfortable that things just work, allowing more shrewd characters to take advantage of their naivety. Eventually, fresh abuses will either cause an escalation into the hostility phase, or else savvy politicking reaches an uneasy equilibrium through the consolation phase. So the effects are: fabricating claims in the struggle region costs prestige instead of gold. Okay. Wars within the struggle region cost less prestige. Unlocks the border raid casus belli. Unlocks the contract assistance interaction. Unlocks the bargain fealty interaction. And mercenary hire cost is 30% less gold. Okay, the culture. Common culture effects. Converting to an involved culture is less expensive. Learning a new language provides prestige. Granting a title to a local noble provides prestige. And increasing the development of a county with a different culture increases cultural acceptance. Under faith, converting to an involved faith is less expensive. Convert faith in county proceeds faster within the struggle region. That's good to know. Holy wars cannot be declared in the struggle region. Okay. Oh, what's that one at the bottom? Interfaith marriages are available between involved characters. Interesting. And unlocks the buy claim interaction against involved rulers, unlocks the demand payment interaction, unlocks the abduct scheme, unlocks the fabricate hook scheme, unlocks the claim throne scheme. Fabricate hook. Foment revolt interaction. Befriend scheme, commission epic decision for independent rulers, and adds a chance to grant claims. Involved characters can purchase truces from each other, and it unlocks the sell titles decision for kings and emperors. Okay, so I'm anticipating having a lot of money, so we might be able to go to war and then just buy our way out of it if needed. Hegelian dominance, status quo, or détente. Okay, so I understand that now. And again, we're not really focusing on the struggle in Iberia. We're focusing on building up in the Duchy of Gothia, I guess. Normally, when playing tall, you want to go into the stewardship tree and go down the architect line, and you want to go, this is as I understand it, I did a little research on the internet, and you want to go into the learning line and go, was it this one? Yeah, increased development and county efficiency plus 20%. So that's what playing tall is all about. You really want to focus strongly on development. But we're currently in a position that we need to take hostile action against the cousin of the man who killed our parents to get his county and duchy away from him and take it for ourselves. So we already have a military education. We have a 20 in military. Because of your martial education, you gain 30% more experience in this lifestyle. We are a strategist, so I'm going to continue working in this area. I'm actually tempted to I don't normally play as this kind of a character. Control growth. I think no. I think I'm going to take Chivalry Focus to get that +3 to personal prowess. and the knight advantage of +5. I ordinarily would go with this, but we're already pretty high on military, so we'll take that. Okay. What else do we need to do? We need to get married. So do we not have any kids? We have siblings, lots of them. Spymaster and player heir. Brother and knight. Brother. Brother. And 3 sisters. Okay, we're wanting to get married. I like to kind of role play if I'm able to. And instead of going for traits and stuff, I actually look for people in my local area. So I'm looking for the Catalan. Whatchamacallit. Culture. And I do not see it immediately. We do have traits down here, Norse. Alright, what if I were to open find character? That's what I'm looking for. I want it to be inside my diplomatic range. I want her to be an adult. I am 27 years old. I want her to be female. I want her to be unmarried. Okay. Is there a place where I can select culture? I suppose I would like her to be heterosexual. We could just go Iberian heritage. And that's believable because we have kind of a... The natural state of this area is multicultural at this point. Has claims on a whole bunch of stuff. Well, I'm not that ambitious. I want to go tall. And she's 48. Has claims on the Duchy of Gothia. Oh, that's because she's my sister. We're not going to do that. Not into it. 18. Let's see what kinds of... A 13 in stewardship. Elvira, 29 years old. Well, there's not any great picks here. We could make up a thing where he's like, you know, he only just recently got land. He was unlanded before then, and maybe he just fell in love with whoever he wanted to because nobility wasn't a thing at the time. The only thing is, I really hate her stats. Here's a Basque woman, 27 years old. I don't know. There's not any great choices here, is there? 29. Well, how about Peronella? She has a 10 in stewardship and an 11 in intrigue, both of which could prove useful to me. I'm fairly high in intrigue, but I'm pretty bad at stewardship. So we'll pick her. Arrange marriage with myself. I do have the quick trait. That's good. Oh man, I can't believe it. Will not accept. That might be Sunier's lover. That could be why Well, if we go back here, I might have to break my own rules. What about Frankish? We are in the French group, kingdom. 29. She's French and she's a genius. No, she's intelligent. 24 years old. How am I on diplomacy? I'm decent on diplomacy. Where are you at? She's a lowborn. Count Eudes. County of Besançon. Okay. We'll say her. Well, that took a little bit longer than I had intended, but we did get it settled. Okay, initially, I don't think I can take this. I actually tried a little dry run, and I went for Gothia, well, Barcelona, right off the bat. And he was just able to call in too many allies and mercenaries and stuff. I might be able to pull it off if I really threw everything at it, but I'm more content to just sit back and wait and build my forces up. So I'll be a good vassal for the time being. We're going to eventually want to take our cousin's place also. He has 588 troops. Do I have a claim on his land? Yeah, I do. I mean, theoretically, I should be able to beat him. I think I'd like to build up some money first. We'll be patient. Okay, I'm making 2.3 gold per month. How are we doing in other areas? We are currently under autonomous vassals. Succession is confederate, which I'm not excited about. I do have unstationed pikemen, and they're costing me money. But I want to keep them until I'm done with the war phase. We're going to put them in Urgel. We have 5 of 6 knights. My council, 14, 13. My steward is awful. Are you good at anything else? You are not. Meron de Conflent. Conflent is a 13. I have a brother-in-law that's a 13. I want to find out, I forgot what my spouse is going to have, so we'll wait until after we're married and check on that again. Mayor Gerard. Well, Mayor Gerard is actually a decent steward. Shoot. Okay, let's go ahead and swap them. So I won't be replacing my steward because he's a powerful vassal. So he'll stay there. This guy I will be replacing with my brother and knight. That sounds like a safe choice. Also, although back then, I don't really know. These people were pretenders and were gunning for your seat. Kind of depended on the family, I guess. It's probably not any different these days. And then Miron seems to be a good spy master. Do I have anybody that's clearly better? No. Okay. We will begin a sway scheme. 79% chance. Until this guy is probably at 100. Under here, found Holy Order, formed Portugal, found the Kingdom of Aragon. Wow. Strengthen bloodline and restore the Holy Roman Empire. Okay. What are the requirements here? Beautiful characters, physical specimens, and must be genius, beautiful, or Herculean. Okay, that's interesting. Kingdom of Aragon. Aragonese culture. I don't think I'll be accomplishing that then. I want to stay Catalan. I don't know. I'll have to look at what the Aragonese get. So on that note, well, first let's establish a court physician. Yeah, our bishop, that'll work. Okay. Let's take a look at our culture. Catalan, and I am the cultural head. Our duke is Occitan, I believe. Yes. So the Catalan culture right now is actually relatively small. And we at 3 counties are the culture lead as a result. But take a look at this. Visigothic codes. We can enact the high partition succession law. Under high partition succession, the lion's share of titles will go to your player heir. The rest will be divided between your children. We can enact the equal gender law. All rulers can have concubines or multiple spouses if their faith has concubines or polygamous doctrine. Men and women are equal in succession. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't normally play that way because that's not how most of Europe was. But this is telling me that the Catalans, felt that way. I want to go back up here to law. High partition. How do I get to that? That's absolute crown. It would be succession. Any title. All powerful vassals must approve in order to change any succession law. Okay. So I got to get his opinion up, and then I think we'll be able to swap to high partition. That would be helpful. Okay, maritime mercantilism. The trade port line of buildings can be constructed 1 era early. Coastal holdings in counties of this culture provide an additional 10% tax. So that's why we want our cousins' lands and Barcelona, because they're coastal. All of these coastal lands. Parochialism. City holdings give more taxes, development, and levies. City holdings significantly lowers control gain, though. So construction costs will be reduced, and development will go up as a result of that. Refined poetry. The poet trait has additional bonuses. The poet trait is more common. Characters of this culture perform better when appointed to the court position. Poetry is considered a noble art in this culture, and many spend their time piecing words together with meaning and thought. Ritualized friendship. Automatically has access to the befriend scheme, may ask friends to become best friends. Best friends receive strong hooks on each other but gain stress when using them. Best friends can use an interaction to gain bonus skills via modifiers at the expense of extra stress. Scheme power against friends is plus 20, and scheme power against best friends is plus 40. This is kind of tragic. This means that people over in this area at this time would scheme like there's no sense of loyalty. Isn't that, to me, that's like a core component of being a friend? That I can trust you and you can trust me. But in this culture, it was just kind of understood. It's like it's just business kind of thing, you know? Currently, we're working on plenary assemblies. Let's take a look at that. I have heard that whenever it comes to development, I want the top left from up here and the top right. And I already have them. So, plenary assemblies. Looks like it has to do with law. City planning is already known. Public works. Oh, there. Counties now reach the maximum existing development penalty at 20 development, which I assume is higher than it would normally be. This makes it easier to go to war, and this gives me an additional building slot, which sounds good. I think I'm gonna switch it to public works. This is gonna take me how long? 57 years. Okay. So that's out of the way. So we should be able to make money with our cultural things, the trade ports, with increased development also. Okay, so I have 115 gold. Not endorsed by our bishop. We could declare wars. Family members can get married. One brother and two sisters. What kinds of allies can I get? Anybody nearby? I mean, maybe here? Bavarian? It still seems like it's a long ways away. But I guess I'll go for that. Okay, these are all baronies. He doesn't offer too many troops, but it's something. So we'll send for that our 21-year-old sister. County of Trier. County of Luxembourg. That's going to be up north. How many troops you got? 686. That's a lot for a county. He must have a couple counties, yeah. Oh. 1,029. Well, you're getting married to a 56-year-old. Sorry, sister. That's who we're going to go with. Trier. Metz. Okay, so he's over near Germany. He's like in the Lotharingia area. Putlingen, and Saarbrücken. And then our 20-year-old sister, I guess I'll go with the other one if he's available. French, County of Chalon. Oh man, they're old. I feel I'm gonna say no. I would actually feel bad about that one. The 56 was acceptable, I guess. You know, but 67. County of Comminges. He is Occitan. That makes me think that he's closer. Clermont-sur-Allier. He's 45. Irish Breton, 49. The County of Vannes. Here's another Occitan at 17 years old. The County of Carcassonne. That's close. Is your dad the Count? He is. And you appear to be the heir. That's what I'm looking for. They are related. There is a less than 2% risk of their children being inbred. We're related to you, huh? This is my cousin. That makes him her second cousin. I'll allow it. Especially in this time, I think that was a little more common than it is now. And even on current day Earth, depending on where you're at, if you're on like one of these small islands or something, marrying a second or third cousin is not really frowned upon. So we'll send proposal. Okay, so all those are taken care of. We're in line to inherit titles. We don't have enough knights. So looking at my courtiers, do I have any women that are of marriageable age? Sister-in-law, sister, sister-in-law, sister. Your courtier. Well, she looks a bit young. Yeah, she's 10. Way young. 5. So these are the children. Here's a 25-year-old courtier. She is single. Personal prowess. We could bring this Occitan guy in. Oh, he's already here. This dude's a lunatic. Julian. Looks like the play. He's got a 6. 6. 6. 5. Okay, well, I guess we'll bring... Oh, wait a minute. I messed that up. Matrilineally to Julian. Okay. Send proposal. And with that, we're finally ready to unpause. I'm going to create a save here. And we unpause. I, Sophie, gladly accept your hand in marriage. Okay, Sophie was a 17 in stewardship and a 15 in diplomacy. Feel like that's a good get. All the marriages are going out. And the alliances have now been formed. And yes, I will take the money. Let's go to the barber and get rid of that ridiculous hat. How about this? That seems wholesome. All right. Apply changes. All right, so she is the countess. She moved up. So have we. In recent time, regained our lands. Activities: pilgrimage, hunt, and feast. We have 193 gold. Am I stressed at all? Not yet. I think I'm told by the videos that you want to go on a pilgrimage, like, right away. So I guess we'll do that. And it'll also get me some legitimacy. We'll go on a pious pilgrimage. And, gosh, we're kind of equidistant here. I think Vatican might actually be faster because it's just get onto a ship and sail. Okay, so there are 6 medium threats here. So what we'll do is we'll hire a caravan leader, caravan master. Okay, that's 6. Experienced captains brings it down to 1, and I'll just keep it right there, and we'll go ahead and start the pilgrimage. All the while preparing for my journey, I have had this sense of serenity and knowing that everything will be all right. I am pleased to embark on this pilgrimage to Roma in order to get even closer to God, and now more than ever, I feel certain that He will watch over me on my travels. I should have capitalized the He, the H. All right, so it'll take us about 3 months. Here we are in medieval Christendom. Probably going to engage in some unholy behaviors over the course of this game, but I generally try to be a good guy. That's how I have fun in this game, actually. I play it like a simulator. I try to make decisions that I feel like would be realistic and relevant to the time period and the culture rather than abusing, not even abusing, but just rather than playing the mechanics. To me, I'm in it for the story, not the achievement. So here we are. Pilgrims flock to Rome from all over the Christian world. Some follow the Via Francigena. I don't know. Others take less well-known paths. In the end, we all converge here at St. Peter's Basilica, where the great man himself was put to rest. Standing here with the other pilgrims, I sense a feeling of solemn unity and fellowship shared amongst the gathered, all having overcome various trials and tribulations along their journey. Okay, I've walked the holy path. I lose 11 stress. I didn't have any to begin with, but okay. We get the pilgrim trait. Plus 5% monthly piety, plus 5% travel speed, plus 5 travel safety, and plus 5 from opinion from zealot vassals. Apparently we can build this up by a couple phases. Yeah, okay. We observed a good omen. Organize a religious procession. As I wander around the stalls in the market, avoiding as many local foods as I can, waves of people trying to drag me into their houses, I notice a bigger gathering around a specific merchant. Come and buy a true relic for a price that would make St. Matthew laugh for decades. The sandals of Jesus, found in this very holy shrine only a few days ago. Alright, it must be mine. The pilgrimage becomes more pious. You gain 50 piety. You'll become the owner of the sandals of Jesus, and we pay 10 gold to Nicola. I'm sure you wouldn't want to sell a relic for a greedy price. Diplomacy and Stewardship Challenge, 46% chance of success. And we don't know this dude, so really kind of no risk for us. We'll go ahead and spend it. Well, I guess the risk is we don't get the sandals. Monthly piety plus 4%. That's not bad, to be honest. I'm just going to buy him outright. 10 gold. We can afford it. Go ahead and equip those. Silent contemplation. The echo of my own footsteps is the only sound in the church. I am alone. The last thing I remember from the outside world is the face of those beggars near the gates and the blue, blue sky, so distant now. I walk towards the altar knowing that it's only me, and yet I feel under an unyielding scrutiny. The severe eyes of God are always wide open. Alright, we could make an offering. Oh, we would lose the sandals of Jesus. We would gain 25 piety. 20 experience in the pilgrim trait. I don't think so. What's this architectural interest do? Clergy opinion plus 5. You also increase your learning by 1. I'm taking that. Look at those arches. Beautiful. We'll get the more pious stuff in other decisions. We've already done the sandals of Jesus and gained more pious. As our time at this sacred site draws to an end, I'm slightly concerned that I did not get the chance to prove my devoutness to God as much as I perhaps would have liked to. This being my first pilgrimage, and while no pilgrimage is exactly alike, I feel confident that I am more familiar with what to expect from this type of spiritual journey in the future. Roma, it has been an honor. Overcome with religious emotion, you fell into tears. Oh, we gained stress. Okay, so we didn't achieve enough piety, I guess. We'll have to give that another shot. Maybe not with this character, but we'll click OK. Our pilgrimage has been completed successfully. Effects are, we gained the trait Pilgrim. We gained 50 piety. We became the owner of the Sandals of Jesus. We gained 165 piety. So those are two separate events, I guess. We gained 5 trait experience in the Pilgrim trait. Because Count Geoffrey's faith had the armed pilgrimage's tenet, we gained Determined Pilgrim for 10 years, and we gained 20 legitimacy, I think this is. Yes. Okay, finish it. And we will make the return trip home. We're only making 2.4 gold per turn. That's not very much. And I'm at 3 of 4 on my domain holdings. I really kind of need that to go up. So that means really I can only take Barcelona right now. We're not going to take our cousin's lands yet. I can afford to take Barcelona, and that's it. All right, we're back home. My journey has been a long one, but I have finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the priests and bishops treat me. I have undergone the journey of a holy man, and they insist it has changed something about me, whether I can see it myself or not. It is good to be home. My regency ended, and Miron, my brother and spy master, gained 150 prestige from being the regent. Okay. Going over here to council. If I put her on managed domain, will I be able to increase my holding amount? Will it be enough to increase my holding amount? What is assist ruler doing for me right now? +3 to diplomacy and stewardship. So I would lose 3 in diplomacy. The others are +1. Let's try it. It does. It sends me to 3 of 5, so I can take 1 of my cousin's territories, and I would imagine I'd take Corona. $801 troops. Allies' military strength is 990. Oh, it's more than that. It's just 990 levies. 2, 3, 4. 560 proper military troops and 12 knights. That's a lot, man. I don't think he is likely to have... Oh, he's ripe for the taking. Okay, let's create a save point. I don't mind doing this save scumming. I'm trying to learn. Oh, hey, Extreme, you're back. How was dinner, bud? I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to go ahead and attack for Garona. Declare war, raise armies. Oh, I can call allies in. Do I need to? Only if he hires mercenaries, I think. Encourage development for 10 years. Nice. Your spouse's excellent stewardship skill led to this windfall. So development growth is at +10%, and that reminds me. Over here on council, I should set this guy to increase county development in Urgel. Oh, we lost the war music. All right, how long is it going to take us to siege here? 7 months. Oh, the reason for Barcelona is because I'm trying to learn how to play tall. So I have the Catalan culture. I'm the head of it already, even though I'm not a duke. The story was also interesting. This guy, Jeffrey, is one of the main characters you can play for the Fate of Iberia. And his backstory, Jeffrey the Hairy, is that he and his cousin, the guy that I'm currently attacking... hold on just a second. After winning another game of chess against myself, I can't help but think that perhaps my towering intellect could improve this game somewhat. But what change would make the most sense? The king is clearly too weak. Or the bishop should be stronger. I just went on a I forgot what, a pilgrimage. So I built up my piety there. Let's go ahead and take the prestige. Let's hit pause while I give this explanation. So Geoffrey and his cousin, Sunier, who is this guy? Sunier. Both lost their fathers, slain in battle by Duke Guilhelm III of Toulouse. Toulouse is up in here. I don't know if it's an actual county. Yeah, here it is, right here. So they died back on 848. And I believe they fell in the same battle, too. They were killed. When they were killed, I guess they were in rebellion because this guy had the authority to strip our dudes of their lands. So we became unlanded nobility. And unlanded nobility is just non-noble from my understanding. They're kind of in that same position, right? But mostly, I think through this guy's efforts, see, he's a flamboyant trickster. Through scheming in the background, they were both able to get lands restored to them. So Sunier got Gerona and Rosello, while Geoffrey got Urgell. What's this county? Cerdagne and Pallas. But Geoffrey's father used to be the Duke of Gothia, so he lost. I guess maybe he was the one that was being rebelled against, it seems. So the current Duke of Gothia, Gotia, is the cousin of the man that killed our family, our two fathers, these two cousins here. So that's intriguing to me. And the Catalan culture also gives bonuses to maritime mercantilism. Holdings in counties of this culture provide an additional 10% tax and can be constructed one era early. So for playing tall, I thought that was pretty good. And then right here under parochialism, city holdings give more taxes, development, and levies. So as I understand it, playing tall is all about development. You want just a handful of counties and you want to develop the heck out of them. So I'm going to have all these trade ports on the coastal lands that I can build one era earlier and that give me more gold than other cultures. I'm going to have improvements to development, and I am the leader of a small culture. So I can just carve out this little neck of the woods for myself and try to become strong. Additionally, I'm inside of the West Frankian kingdom, so I'm fairly safe from Moorish aggression, right? So it's a neat scenario to me, and I wanted to learn how to play tall, and this becomes kind of an ideal practice scenario. Hopefully that all makes sense. We got 3 months left here. His siege has 6. I need to keep an eye open because if he hires mercs, I need to call reinforcements in or hire mercs myself. How much gold? He's got 89 gold, so he's not in a great position to hire very many mercenaries. Trade ports are indeed the way for money in your case scenario. Okay, good to know. We have won the siege. We got 23 gold from it. We're at 65% war score. Let's go get in a fight. We will be defending in hills. So they're already here, right? But because it's our property, We're actually the defenders. So we're defending in hills. We have defensive buildings. We have the better army commander. We have more commander traits, and we have more men at arms. We should destroy them. He's going to get away before I can get there. Nope, no he's not. No, he is not. We should actually wreck them really hard. Advantage 26, 32. I think our knight slayed one of his knights. We're at 88% war score now. That should start to tick up because we control the war goal. Oh, I didn't continue following. Yeah, see, we're at 89%, 90%. We have become the master of the hunt. And there it is, 100%. We will enforce our demands. And head back home. Now, Garona might be a bigger place. It is not. 2 positions here. 3 areas of land. And I would not move my capital here anyway because I'm reserving that for Barcelona. Familial reputation. Your spouse's excellent diplomacy skill led to this windfall. Excellent. This little kid looks up. Oh, he is a family member. Okay. It's my nephew. Neighboring ruler lost war. Your neighbor Sultan Muhammad has lost against King Alfonso of Asturias in the war for Vimara's claim on Portugal. We are in the year 868, so the famous or infamous, depending on which perspective you hold, Reconquista is occurring right now. It's just getting started. I think it started in 730 something, maybe 720 something. So I guess I shouldn't say it's just getting started. Unofficially, it's the longest crusade that ever occurred. It was 700 years long. But it was not declared an official crusade. It kicked off before crusades really were a concept that the Vatican had come up with. Interesting note, I learned in my history class that the Crusades were not about stealing other people's land. It was, or even going to defend Christ in the Holy Land. It was actually a method used that the Pope came up with to unify Europeans because of the martial nature of the nobility class. Remember, in the feudal system, you had 3 classes of society. You had the nobility, which were in charge of the military protection of everybody else. So that's what they trained for all the time. That's why whenever you watch movies of the medieval times, the lords and ladies, their kids are training with the sword in the courtyards and stuff, because that was their job. The clergy were responsible for the spiritual well-being, and the serfs were responsible for the land and for cultivating the resources necessary for society, like food and jobs like blacksmithing and stuff like that, right? So because of the martial nature of the nobility, this led to, they were holding tournaments and stuff, but it also led to a lot of wars and infighting, and they were just absolutely slaughtering themselves. Even the tournaments could be very dangerous. It was not uncommon to have deaths and severe injuries in these tournaments. And the Pope felt that with what was going on right here, you had the Abbasids knocking on the door of the Eastern Roman Empire, and the Pope here of the Western Roman Empire, I mean, what was the Western Roman Empire, I think correctly saw that the back door to Europe was in danger. And his side was at war with each other all of the time. So he found something to occupy their martial attention and have them all team up and focus their attentions in this area. That's my understanding of it. There's a lot of, I guess, competing theories. I'm not sure how many of them are academic in nature. The one that I'm telling you is academic. And in my view, means it's a serious take versus somebody on the interwebs that has an idea, right? Siege weapon effectiveness, hit and run, retreat losses. I think this might be more useful right now. Yeah, it helps all these troops. So we'll unlock that. A discipline. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer. No thanks, disciplined. Have a good day, man. Funny you mentioned Portugal because I'm from there, lol. Oh, nice, extreme. I have some ties to Portugal myself, and I have another viewer that is also from Portugal. I believe, if I remember right, he's in the Algarve area. I think I'm pointing to the right area here. Algarve. We wouldn't really know from these names, but I think it's in this area here. My wife, Countess Sophie, eagerly brings a man before me. My count, allow me to introduce you to, I think this would be pronounced Guy, claimant to the county of Taramu. Is that Teramo or Taramu? Let's find out where it's at. It's in Italy, so it's Teramo. I have no interest in that. Guy bows before me and says, "It is an honor, my lord. Sadly, Teramo will most likely remain out of my grasp without a beneficiary on my side." Yeah, good luck with that. All right, County of Garona gained smuggling ring for 10 years. We're going to have to bring that under control. I finished reading the latest letter from my suffragan Bishop Joan, and smile. He seems to have warmed to me at last. While this is a success, I am tempted to use this opportunity to try and get even closer. No, I'll be patient. This victory is enough. Let's open up our council positions and gain control over Girona. That's going to take a while. All right, we're now making 3 gold per turn. I have 922 troops and a bunch of allies. I might actually be able to take Barcelona. He does not have 1,960. He is closer to about 1,000. Because some of this is pulling off of mine. Well, probably more than 1,000. Probably 1,400 or so. He doesn't have any allies. He does have 191 gold. I've got him beat there. Oh my. This is not my cousin, right? Sunier. Okay, Sunifried would pay 10 gold to be released. I accept. That was the way of things back then. It was part of the chivalric code, as I understand it. I think we should create a save, guys, and we should go for the throat. Now, I actually don't want to go for the duchy. I want to get the county itself. I'll attack for the duchy later, but I want the county first. Because if I just take the duchy, he will keep the county and he'll just be a vassal of mine. But I want to own Barcelona. So we declare war. We raise armies. We call everybody to war that we can. Select a war from the list above. Why can't I pick this? Oh, because he's a vassal of the person I'm attacking, so he cannot participate. I'm not even going to call Sunier because I just took his land from him. All right. Here we go. So this guy has a lot of troops. And he's on his way. This guy doesn't have very many troops, but he's on his way as well. Now, that I don't quite get. He's got almost 1,800 troops. I don't know where they all came from. Knights. Does he have... I mean, I'm assuming he hired mercenaries. See, this is why I like to create save points. I don't understand how all of this works. In the Iberian struggle, I did a campaign with the Mozarabs and restored the Kingdom of Toledo, the old Visigothic kingdom. Oh, that's neat. We're going to go to military mercenaries. All of the big packs are taken. So, man, a bunch of people are hired, actually. We got archers. Do we have any cavalry in here? What was his composition again? He has 300 archers and 300 spearmen. He also has 20 onagers. Heavy infantry counters the spearmen. What do I have? I have 200 spearmen. I thought I had bowmen also. We'll take this Basque band of Ipusoka. Oh boy, that's kind of close. I think I should stay right here and see if I can force an attack. No, he would be defending. This is going to be a close fight, I think. I've got the advantage. We just maimed one of their knights. Another one. All right, they're being pursued and routed. Let's come back here and get the main objective now. Hopefully our allies will be able to come down and keep him occupied. They're relatively close in strength. Okay, so this is going to take 7 months. Use the high ground as your defense. Did I end up doing that on accident? What is this area? Mountains. Yes, I did. And that's why I went here, because this is my territory. So I believe that counted. Wow, that's a lot of troops. I believe that counted as a defense for me. The Countess is pregnant. 2099. I might have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to reload. See, I'm not really sure how he's getting that number of troops. When it says, I mean, he must have hired. Let me see how much gold he has. Maybe I didn't look at that. 191, I mean, Says he can pull up about 2,000 troops. Some of that is comprised of my own strength. So he should be less than that. The only thing I can come up with is that he bought mercenaries, but that's a boatload of mercenaries. He doesn't have any alliances. He hired mercenaries twice. So let's give it some time. Maybe look into developing. We have hunters' lodges. I would probably put hill forts up here. Extreme Bra says it probably has to do with the struggle mechanic. Yeah, where mercenaries are cheaper to hire, maybe. Man, we're gonna want hospices. We just are. It makes these small counties kind of hard to build into. But I need troops. I have spearmen and heavy infantry, I think. No, levies and pikemen. Faction created against me. think I should build barracks. Let's construct that for now. That's a city. Simple earthworks. Quarries. We'll probably come back and redo some of these. Blacksmiths. Missing 40 gold. Okay. I don't need to build a whole lot, actually. Now that I see, you know, when it told me I was missing 40 gold, I need to be saving gold up. Okay, under here for the courtiers, I want you to go into advanced research for right now. Let's find out where this Charles Koff is at. Duke Bernat took my place as culture head. Okay, pregnant. 7 titles. Oh, he converted to the Catalan culture. Oh, that was a savvy move. He ripped that rug right out from underneath me. He hates his king. All right. Might be a slower start than what I was anticipating, which I don't have any problem with that, but we got to build up gold. Oh, snap. Our liege just went to war. Should I attack him during a war? I think it would be frowned upon because he's attacking a Muslim. What's this war for? It's for the Sheikdom of Larida. I think that must be this area here. No, I think actually it's just these two. I can't quite tell what's a full county and what's a part of a county. It's for this. West Frankian flu is spreading. Right here. Oh, it's spreading fast. We don't have a disease thing yet, because I guess because it's not close enough. Can you ask the Pope for money? I didn't see it as an option. But we could maybe just select him. He will not accept. Base reluctance. Oh, we have sinful traits. What sinful trait do I have? We are shrewd. We are quick. We're a pilgrim. Rough terrain expert. Skilled tactician. Patient. Just. Ambitious. That's the one. We are vengeful. Okay. With the babe cradled in her arms, Countess Sophie wipes tears from her cheeks and addresses me without taking her eyes off our daughter. Husband, dearest, I think we should name her Sophie after me. What do you say? No. That's a great name. It is a great name, but we're going to go with a good Catalan name. Valencia. That's a beautiful name. That really rolls off the tongue. I love the sound of that name. Valencia. That's what she will be named. Okay, Valencia, you will be educated in the art of education, learning. Oh, you got the intelligent trait. Good for you. And you will be educated by your mother. Okay. And unless I check this, she will retain Catalan culture. How's that disease going? It seems to be spreading north. This is something where the Pyrenees might actually help protect us a little bit by forming a natural barrier to keep people from traveling to us carrying the disease. I believe that does stop right here, but I'm not 100% sure. Hey, Thabad, how are you, man? You can get more money by getting hooks on people and get ransoms from it. Can I fabricate a hook? You know, now that I think about it, there was something somebody did. I think it's why they went on the pilgrimage so early. Oh, I don't want to do it yet. They modified their contract. They gave up more levies in exchange for demanding a council position. Yeah, I do want to do that. There's fabricate hook. We'll try. My sister-in-law has given birth to a son. Okay, good for you, kiddo. Sunifried. You... What is your dad? He's a trickster. They get to name their kid whatever they want. Oh my God, stop that. Read the new tome. Study an old Bible. Attempt to translate. 75% chance. Yeah, we'll take that. Pause. We could go into an intrigue education. The study of secrecy, shadows, and careful planning. Well, it does seem like his dad would probably pass that on. It's not what I would do, but I'm trying to roleplay some of this. And, you will be educated by your father, Miron. Okay. Oh, we have another available perk. Let's take Engineered for Destruction. We will eventually be going into the stewardship tree. Modify vassal contract. Okay, so I wanted to give higher levies that he can call upon in exchange for guaranteed council rights. Okay, so we just got removed from our current position, but that's so that we're able to well, we should be able to demand a council seat. Maybe we can't. Maybe I have to wait for a little bit. Even with the help of a dusty glossary, the scroll is reluctant to share its secrets, but I press on. As the night progresses, the most incredible story unfolds before me. By blocking the narrow... Thermopylae. Yeah, this is the Spartan defense against Persia. So if we study that battle... Friendly fatal casualties is reduced 20%, defender advantage +5. +2 learning. I think I'm going to go with the learning. We're losing this war. I don't even see where I can demand to be put on the council. That looks like it was a misstep on my part. It doesn't seem to be paying off. Maybe once this war's done, because we have troops raised or something to that effect. Oh yeah, extreme. I know the perk you're talking about. Okay, that war is over. Declare, arrange, request claim, claim the liege title. Demand, okay, all hostage stuff. Murder, foment revolt, abduct, claim throne fabric. I don't even see the option in here. To demand a council position. I'm the marshal. I thought that he would have to fire me so that I can demand to become the steward. Juan is at +90. So we'll be able to sway somebody else here pretty soon. And I suppose it should be the guy that's holding us up from the succession rule. This dude right here. In fact, I'll just start that right now so I don't forget to. Oh, that disease is still going on here, man. It's kind of lingering. They've pushed into this area pretty strongly. Mozambique. Maybe they're not under... No, they're independent. Oh, okay. You know, this, I'm from Texas, and there's something similar going on here, I think. I'm about to go ahead and wrap up this episode, guys. I got to get going. But what I'll say is that you have these independent rulers of various cultures, and in this case, faith also. And the interesting history about this is that it's not as divided as people commonly think. Like El Cid is the most famous fighter in Spanish history, perhaps, certainly of this era, and he fought for both Christians and for Muslims. You just had a lot of intermingling going on, where in a lot of the Crusades, the primary thing was about the religion, right? But over in this, it was about just simply who had what territory. So Asturias was squeezed off into these mountains, and it's a fascinating read about how they developed hit and run tactics and stuff, and went ahead and began the Reconquista and eventually took the whole peninsula back. But you had a lot of people that were they were kind of working with each other, and you know, for the Muslims, this was kind of like manifest destiny. If you've ever heard of that in relation to America and the American view upon settling the West and stuff, that's how the Muslims pictured the Iberian Peninsula. It was billed, it was sold and propagandized over in these countries as a paradise, and it kind of was. It had rivers, you know. I mean, they're from a desert area, so this was a land that you could come to and anything was possible, that kind of a thing. And so everybody was really just about kind of carving out a territory for themselves, and they worked with each other and against each other. And in Texas, you had something similar, where a lot of people that are not familiar with the history, they see it as Texans, who in their minds they view as primarily Anglo-Saxons, right, ethnically, versus Mexico and Mexicans. And it wasn't. Texas was made up. There were a lot of Mexicans who owned independent land that were threatened by the government of Mexico and did not want to serve under Mexico. They weren't necessarily signing on to be part of the United States. They didn't, nobody even thought that way. This was an independent area. And so they worked with the European based ethnic factions out here, and they were just all Texans together. They worked with each other, they formed the army together, and they held this war against Mexico. So I think I see a little bit of that playing a role here as well, where you have different factions and just kind of it's a little bit chaotic, people working with each other. You know, like, what are the odds that this guy in Burgos is going to be bending the knee to the dude down here versus being cooperative with the dude right here? Well, if he wants to keep his power and keep the land that he has and pass something on to his kids and all that, It just makes sense that as long as these two can get past their religious differences. Look, this is a Christian faith. It's just a brand that this faith might see as heretical. So they're more likely to get along than these guys. Right? These guys, their book tells them once you step foot on land, it is forever Allah's. I'm not making fun of anybody here. I'm just saying this is how it works. Right? So their worldview is, if we step foot here, we're under religious mandate to always take this back. And if we don't have it, we will fight you forever until we do have it. And they have levels of cooperation too, as long as they own it. They have some rules set up and stuff like that. I don't think they're entirely fair. And I think that it keeps minority factions suppressed, but they are cooperative within their own culture. But they got to be in charge, right? So I think that's pretty fascinating. It's pretty neat. And this is why I like looking at history. But well, let's go ahead and save it. So I should say all of that. That's my understanding of it. I don't have a degree in this stuff. I didn't put any major professional studying into it where I had a teacher that could guide me or anything like that. It's just stuff I've picked up over the years. So I saved the game. We're at the end of August in 872, and we are being patient at the moment. We do have Barcelona surrounded, and I'm just trying to raise gold and troop counts until I can take this dude out. And I don't understand everything that's happening. He's finding troops that I don't know where it's coming from, so I got to have quite a bit more than him. But we're working on getting there. And yeah, that makes sense. So Extreme Bra says, by the way, the name Algarve comes from the Arabs. Al-Garve. Yeah, and see here, Al-Andalus. And you see this prefix a lot throughout this area. I don't really know exactly what it translates to. I just know it's a very popular prefix. So there are a lot of words we have with the al in it. Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. You all take care. This is a series that I'm not exactly sure how regular I'll be with it, but once I start something, I typically am on each day for at least a little bit. So we'll just kind of see how it goes, but I right now don't intend on playing this unless I am streaming it. So if I really get a bug to play it at, let's say 2 a.m. my time, I will still stream it, and you'll be able to come back and watch it after the fact, you know. But we'll call it good for right now. We're coming up on 2 hours, so I think that's pretty decent. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for the comments and the commentary. I appreciate it. And I'll see you probably tomorrow. All right. God bless everybody. Take care.